expert educational consulting channel audience. Now we are in WISE 2023 in Qatar. Next day, 29th of November, and we meet Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor today presents outcome of details about festival learning, and he is very important people, and his paper is amazing. And I feel that from the negotiation or discussion after his presentation, and we will no need him to go, he will learn more. So now I ask him only question. He will present himself because he don't have enough time to present himself and his effort and presentation. So he can now explain about his research and his himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Tyler Samstag. I am the Executive Director of Remake Learning. We are an organization based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the United States. We are a learning ecosystem. So we are over 650 organizations constantly coming together to explore how we might transform teaching and learning in this period of exponential change. I think artificial intelligence, which is the focus of this conference, is a great example that the world is changing drastically and rapidly. How do we ensure that classroom teaching and learning opportunities are constantly transforming as well? I have a background in special education and English education. I was a high school English special education teacher in New York City, working primarily in alternative education, working with incarcerated youth and youth in mental health facilities as a classroom teacher. And it's a lens that I bring to this work. How do we really focus on education as a mechanism for equity so that people can continuously thrive and be their best themselves?
What you mean by special education learning or learner? That means SEN students who need support with difficulty or also difficulty?
Primarily, my work has been with students with disabilities. And so in the United States, if you have a designation of a learning disability, you receive something called an IEP, an Individualized Education Program. In the creation of an IEP, which is a federal mandate, you ask a student questions like, what are you interested in? Where do you want to go after your K-12 education? And the goal is to build a program of study for that student within the least restrictive environment. So primarily with students with disabilities.
Okay. I see or learn from your research that you have learning and structure to improve physical learning. The specific question about the structure and the planning with the creativity. Is it opposite or
I think creativity is absolutely essential, and I think through this concept of learning ecosystems, creativity lies at the heart, because when you bring unlikely partners together, we can start to rethink or reimagine what learning looks like. And so in Pittsburgh, for example, we might have an event where a roboticist from Carnegie Mellon University might be there, alongside maybe a second grade elementary school teacher. They might start to talk, recognize that they have some shared interest, and that could lead to a partnership with a college professor, roboticist, with an elementary school teacher. And I think inherent to that is creativity. It's pushing people outside of their kind of preconceived notions of what teaching and learning are and what they can be.
so the creativity start from plan and structure, from scratch, from zero. This the creativity start from what they have to a plan for last question from my side. 20% and scale will be an AI. This some concept we need to find a relation where can we together work rocket each other. AI with creativity, with 20% with learning process. How the AI affect in both sides?
Sure. So I've done a lot of work with supporting computer science education in the United States, and I think a key element to computer science education is creativity. It's the ability to look at a challenge, a problem, and think of many solutions. And inherent to that is the importance of creativity. So I think that's the first thing. We heard a quote in a session yesterday that said, AI is not going to take your job, but you will be replaced with people who understand how to use AI. And so I think for us, when we think of 21st century skills, something that we really promote is the difference between being a consumer of technology versus being a creator of technology. And so consuming is going on YouTube and watching videos, going on TikTok and watching videos, playing video games versus creating video content, creating music, creating their own video games. And if you do not teach students those skills needed to be digital creators, they're going to be limited to just consumers of technology, and they're going to really be at a disadvantage as we look to the careers of the future.
That means transfer the tools from the thing is just for kill the time to take it in a benefit way for education. And we have in our company create a new program, VR in education. Do you have any idea about VR in education?
Sure. I think many of these technologies were still so early in the development. Virtual reality being one of them. I think virtual reality, allows for the embodiment of learning. It allows you to be transported to other places. It allows things that might not exist within the context of your learning space to now be available. So I think there's just going to be a lot of potential in exposing students and providing kind of simulations. I think it's so early that we're at a stage of we can dream, and I think it's great that folks are dreaming what might we leverage this technology to do.
Celebrate, we have it now, and lunch which we are out.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.